Hello, guys, and welcome to this Friday's episode of GTS Perspectives. This is Master Great Jess, your host, and I am here with my good friend.
And his name is John C.
There you go. I don't know if you can hear this, man, but I can hear it. Nice. Before I get a DMC. How are you, man? Hello.
I'm fine. I just woke up from like a 5-hour sleep, so
nice.
pretty excited.
This is good. This is good practice because you're studying, obviously, to become a doctor, right?
Yeah.
As
No
we know,
sleep.
medicine professionals and people who study that normally only get like 2 hours of sleep. This stream is full. Freddy says that's not John Cena. This stream is full of lies. Panini Bunny, hello, welcome. Guys, I am honored to have Dranzi on here with me tonight. It's going to be a fun one. The guy has been nothing but awesome along with everybody in the Filipino side of things in the hobby, and it's so cool. Guys, welcome. Hobby Hunter says solid intro. Honestly,
Oh my God.
the intro was Dranzi's idea, so all credit goes to him. He was like literally a couple minutes ago, he's like, hey, so when you introduce me, any way that you can play the John Cena thing, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it. But yeah, guys, welcome. Dranzi, aside from sleeping for 5 hours, what else have you been up to this week, man?
Studying.
Studying. Okay.
Yeah, 80% of it is studying and going for my MBA, and then 20% is just building and priming my thing.
Nice. I'm glad that you mentioned your studying and stuff, because I don't know if you guys saw, but I did do the whole promo thing for him. But I asked him, normally when I have guests on, when I have guests on, I always ask them to please upload some promo pictures. And so this guy ended up I didn't use it because I didn't know how to put it in the context of things. But he didn't you upload your picture of the like really sexy picture of you with your lab coat on and everything? Or well, it's not a lab coat. What do they call it in the medicine area?
I think you call it the doctor's coat. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not the best student.
Regardless, dude, I honestly welcome. I really wanted to have you on, talk to you about the progress that you've been making. Grumpy Mao is also in the chat, says haha. Really quick out there, everybody knows that Magic Mike, Abdrogo, Dranzi, they're my favorite goggos, along with everybody else who are, doesn't that mean best friend in the Philippines? You guys told me?
Yeah. Gago means best friend. Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah.
For everybody who's watching from Canada, guys, happy Thanksgiving weekend. I know that Thanksgiving weekend is this weekend, so that's why Sean isn't here today. He was going to originally be here, but he told me that he was planning on leaving over to his parents' place today. It's a 2-hour drive, so I told him go for it. Don't worry about it. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody here in Canada, and if you're not in Canada, also happy Thanksgiving. It's always nice to be thankful for everything that you guys have. Yeah, so can I get a Gago in the chat like we have Gago, Hobby Hunter, and Grumpy?
Gago.
So guys, real quick, go check out Dranzi right now over on his Instagram. You guys already have it up there. The handle is @GundamGuyDranzi. But with that, let's begin. We're gonna go on to the main scene over here. Oh, how fancy was that, huh? Got literal switchy thingies now. Man, it's just so cool. Guys, remember that today's show is sponsored by USA Gundam Store. Use code TALK10 to save 10% off. Guys, I don't know. Wait, Dranzi, did you see what happened yesterday with like the controversy that was going on yesterday regarding retailers? I'm not gonna say any names.
Yes, I did.
Did you see that?
That was fun. That was funny.
I don't know. What do you guys think over there in the chat about what happened yesterday? If you guys don't know, I suggest to go check out my dear friend's Joel's, aka True Gunpla's, Instagram page to get a little bit of info on that, because that was crazy. When I saw that, I was like, wait, what? Wow, that was crazy. What did you think of it, Dranzi, aside from?
I could talk about it. But I don't want to say the names because we might get in trouble. So if I do say the names, I'll just mute myself. So basically, what happened was that talked to people on Twitter and they talk shit about, and everything kind of just went downhill, and every other supporter is like,
Yeah.
no, this guy's right, this guy's wrong.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
funny.
It was crazy. Anyway, guys, that's not what the show is about today. Good vibes all around. Go check out USA Gundam store. They're some of the coolest people I have met. Adam over there, and just everybody in general in the community who's part of the USA Gundam team. So go check them out. But with that said, let's start off with your stuff here, Drons. What we have here is your Leo. So let's talk a little bit about this guy. What's the idea here? I remember seeing this a long time ago. But talk us through your methods and what your idea and your goal was for this build.
All right. So this was my first ever Gunpla build. I bought it at a Toy-Con in 2019. I'm not sure if you guys have like your own equivalent of a Toy-Con. Basically, it's just a bunch of stalls in an arena, and then
Yeah.
you buy stuff at a discount.
Yeah.
And previously here, I've had experience with Zoids. You know, the mechanical animal looking ones, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't think there's much growth here. I don't meet new people, and I don't feel like I'm growing as a painter because I just bought an airbrush at that time too. So I thought, maybe let's try out this human looking thing. It's small. I think it was about $8 USD for you guys.
Wow, this
So
guy.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Like super basic build. And then every time I snapped a piece together, I fell in love with it because it
Yeah.
was so smooth.
Uh-huh.
Details were there, and I knew I had to paint it. So I bought like a green color. That's it. And then I built it in a day. I painted it in another day, and I saw people like weathering on Instagram.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it out, so I got a sponge and kind of drowned it in rust. I kind of regret it now looking at it.
So let me get things straight. You immediately went into weathering and you built it in one day and then you painted it right on the next one.
Yes, I did.
That's how crazy you were to start customizing. And when you say that you were using a sponge, like, was it just a normal sponge, or did you actually go out of your way to buy like a proper weathering sponge, or what's up? Like, what technique did you use? Did you watch any videos?
Oh yeah, so I was pretty resourceful with it because I went downstairs, I looked at the sink, and I saw a sponge,
Okay.
and I thought, this could work.
Nice. Okay.
And I think it didn't turn out so well because it was used a couple of hours before.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay for a first time.
Well, yeah. Honestly, even just for the first time, it looks great, and obviously there's a lot to improve here, right? Because we're not gonna sugarcoat things because I think we've all kind of grown out of that, and plus, Drons and I know each other for a while now. But this was definitely a good step in the direction of actually just not being scared, because it seems like you weren't scared to immediately put your touch to this, and a lot of people struggle with that in the beginning. Like, how did that feel for you starting and immediately wanting to paint? But like, again, do you know how crazy it is that you did it literally the next day? Like, you went this heavy on it. Like, what's up?
I had a lot of time on my hands, basically. Well, with thinking about it, thinking about how to approach it, it wasn't too methodical. Like there wasn't a lot of theory going into it. I just wanted to paint it a certain green color because I guess it came out like that. Like out of the box, it's that color. I just wanted to put a different shade on it. And at that time, I really didn't know anything about color theory, like changing up your tones and shades and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I think the fact that I just really enjoyed building the kit made me really want to paint it. That's why.
Wow. That's really cool. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Real quick, we have Magic Mike who says roar. I have to ask, Drons. The rumor has been going around for a long time now that you and Magic Mike, aka Channing Tatum, share a bed. So this leads to my question: is Magic Mike in the room with you right now? If he is, and you don't want to answer, you can blink twice.
I invoke my right to self-incrimination, Your Honor.
There you go. There he is. Okay, nice. So now, guys, we know that Magic Mike is in fact in that room with him. Welcome, Magic Mike. Welcome, guys. Awesome work on this Leo, dude. It came out nicely. Like, even for the first one, I know, like I said, I really commend your ability to honestly put aside the fear and just immediately jumping in, which is, I think, something really cool. But then you didn't get enough with that Leo. and you went and you got a Zaku here. And this one's a little bit more of a military color scheme. Again, let's talk about your idea process. Like, where did these come from?
Okay, not too much inspiration, but the mere fact that it kind of looks like a military kit, and I come from a military family. My dad's in the Marines.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe at that time he showed me a picture of a camo pattern, and I thought, I think I have the paints for this. Let's try it out. And I didn't do any masking with it. All I did was it was a base coat of like desert tan, and then I got the greens and the browns. Just went around the whole kit. So I didn't take this apart. I painted it as is, and then with the isolated like grays and stuff, that's when I took it apart and I painted over that one.
Wow.
Basically.
Wow. And so even the streaks for the patterns were random. There was no masking. You just went in there and it's a straight line of paint.
Yeah. I don't know if you can zoom in, but the patterns are a little spotty because I didn't thin my paints properly.
Honestly, I've never tried to zoom in. Now that I think about it, can I do that?
I don't know.
Says enter full screen, stop presenting, autoplay, more, download. I don't think I can. I don't. Let me see. Give me a second. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing all the shortcuts that I remember, but no. Honest, I can't, guys. I'm so sorry. I failed to, Dranzi.
Yeah, it's fine. But buying this thing, actually bought it with the Leo. I bought 3. I bought the Leo, I bought the Zaku, and I think an Exia Dark Matter. And building the Zaku kind of made me fall in love with it. It's one of my top 3 kits.
Yeah. The Zaku. Hello? Dranzi? We can't. I don't think we can hear you anymore, Dranzi. I don't know what happened. Guys, we have lost.
It's on your end. Oh, there.
Oh, is it on my end?
Yeah, there.
Oh, wait. Okay, now I know what happened. Guys, I'm just clicking buttons here trying to zoom in. All right, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. Freddy, real quick, sorry, Dranzi. I already tried the Control Plus. It's zooming in, but on the background, but it's not zooming into the picture, so I don't think I can here.
You can try Control F4.
We're not gonna do that one. I think you meant Alt F4 if you're trying to troll me.
Oh.
It's too close.
Oh God.
Okay. Going back to the kit. So you said this is one of your favorite kits, or I'm sorry because I couldn't hear you at that point.
Favorite mobile suit, yeah.
Okay.
Out of everything, I have the MG. I don't have the PG yet. I did have an RG. I didn't like that one.
Mm-hmm. We're still talking about the Zaku, right? Because
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's safe to say that you aren't great friends with Kevin from GTS because he hates Zakus.
Kevin who?
Yeah. Kevin. You don't know who he is, right? Just
no. I've never heard of him before. Sorry.
So the fact that this came basically from, like, the reason why I'm having a hard time putting this into words is because a lot of times, and I think people in the chat might be able to agree, we come up with these excuses for ourselves that we can't do something because we don't have the proper tools. And a lot of people I know don't do camo because they're always waiting for the masking tape that got the camo patterns, or be it digital or be it a regular stripe, a tiger stripe or whatever. But you just literally just went in there and said, screw it, I'm gonna just do it with my airbrush, and it looks great.
Oh, thank you. Well, honestly, I think people should start. Like, you don't have to have any reasons to start anyway. If you enjoy it and if you want to just, enjoy painting, that's fine. And it kind of helps you because if this is your first time doing a camo pattern, at least you have a baseline of your standards, and you can always improve next time. And like, if you get input from other people or at least see some fault in it, at least you'll know next time. Maybe I need to buy a certain camo pattern.
Yeah.
Like, prepare for it next time.
Yeah. The chat says, Magic Mike, regarding the problems that we were having, the troubleshooting, he said, turn off the goddamn porn tabs. They have been closed. I'm sorry. Magic Mike says he used blue tack, and Pigment's project says use rice for masking.
Yes, I learned that a year into the hobby.
Yeah, the blue tack works great. The blue tack, I think, is one of your best friends when it comes to this hobby.
Yeah.
From planning out a kit bash to masking to just doing just about anything, I think blue tack is a godsend in this hobby. But again, awesome work on your Zaku, dude. I can immediately, from looking at these, you can already get the sense that you have a little knack for it. Obviously, the talent is there, but you just have to nurture it, right?
Yeah. But before this, I never touched any colors. I didn't like coloring things. I didn't like the paint.
Yeah.
The most artsy thing I did was like a few years before this was just sketching, and it wasn't even serious. So
Wow.
like, um, pretty much like almost little to no knowledge about color theory or painting up to this point.
So with us knowing that now, and the fact that you didn't really have a background where you were interested in arts or just painting like you were talking about, what made you want to paint your kits? Like what awoke in you that said, I really need to change this?
Well, basically, if you look at a kit out of the box, it's really pretty. It has really nice details and everything, right? But if you have one, it kind of makes you think thousands of other people have like the exact same kit. So,
Yeah.
how do you? And for me personally, I do appreciate being unique in a lot of things I do, my
Yeah.
hobbies and how I study. So, if you have a generic kit, why not make it a mark that says, "Oh, it's from me,"
Yeah.
right? The uniqueness of it.
Yeah. Wow. And it's funny because it's not the first time we hear this on the show. And not a bad thing. It's just that it seems that a lot of people tend to kind of go the route of, hey, I want something to be mine and uniquely mine, so I will make it mine by painting it and customizing, which is where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I mean, it's another form of expression, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe for other people, they want to express themselves in tweets and everything.
Yeah.
Me, I kind of want to put my words and my effort into plastic robots.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it shows here. Choco Falcon is in the chat, and he says Barry Drons Allen in the house, yo. I think there's a little joke in there that you're very fast at what you do, right? When it comes to painting and putting out a kit. Awesome.
More ways than one.
The next picture we have here, I think this is the one with the Leo, where you were doing your the sponge weathering technique, right?
Yeah. I actually, it was a dumb idea to use lacquer rust. I didn't do enough research when I first started weathering.
Yeah.
So what I did was I got my lacquer paints, and when I started sponging it after the third dab, I saw the plastic kind of warp.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it was kind of trial and error.
Embarrassing. Super embarrassing. I learned now. I learned.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, again, you could commit so many mistakes, but as long as you learn from them, that's where the real learning experience comes from. And that's something that you started doing even from that moment, right? You saw things were getting messed up, and now you know not to do that. And I think that's the main key when it comes to trying new things, is going for it in order to gain that learning experience, which you have done. And I really love that, because I think it's a recurring theme within a lot of great builders, is the whole idea that you need to learn and you need to keep on learning no matter what. Even if you fuck up sometimes, you can really kind of look at the other end and see the light shining at the end of the tunnel and be like, okay, I learned. Which,
exactly.
Again, I'll commend you for it. So Choco Falcon says he is a freaking speedster, finishing project after project.
Well, I appreciate that coming from Choco Falcon.
Yeah, I know. Choco Falcon's awesome.
I don't know what to say about it. Maybe later on. I don't have any words for it, but thank you. I really appreciate that.
I think Magic Mike put it best. He said he's very fast at expressing himself. With the little wink.
No comment.
Look, Panini Bunny says trial and error are important, yes. And then Pigment's project said he definitely finishes fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them to get kicked from the chat. Maybe obstructing the interview here.
Holy God. Oh man, I love it. I love it. This next picture we have here, I think this is still the Leo.
No, this is the actually this is an 80s kit. I think it's a Gelgoog from 1987.
Wow, really? And where did you end up getting that?
From one of the hobby shops here. No free pub, so we can't really say the name. But basically we had this contest locally where you have to get a kit ranging from 1982 to 97.
Yeah.
I got an 87 kit.
Yeah.
And the whole point of it was to weather it. So this was a Gelgoog, and if you notice, there's a very, very big difference from how I started chipping, rusting, and streaking compared to the other slide previously, right?
Yes.
That's because I took the plunge and took classes for weathering.
Wow.
So there was this guy here locally where he was teaching how to weather properly. Because, what would you normally do when you start weathering? You find rust colors and you find maybe washes if you're kind of familiar with washes, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't. So when I entered the class, it was 2 days. He taught me like 5 steps. It was starting from washing, and then mapping, and then streaking, optional chipping, and rust accumulation. So like I appreciated the fact that since it was tackled so systematically, and since I'm super used to like classroom sessions as a student, I learned that way, and I'd like to think I improved with this piece compared to the Leo. I never finished it though.
That's a shame. I would say that's a shame. I mean, from obviously an outsider point of view, because I would love to see how this thing looks now that it's finished. And again, it comes to show the dedication of people, especially when you start taking classes, right? The fact that you even went out of your way to actually take a class, which I think is very important, to learn this new technique that you really wanted to get right. I think a lot of us, when we get into the hobby, one of the main things we see aside from clean builds is weathering. And weathering is just this really beautiful, different kind of style.
Yes, I agree.
It seems random, but it really has its balance and play in order to get right. And Choco Falcon says, nice class. The result looks amazing.
I know. He's I don't know if he's holding classes right now, but
yeah,
hopefully soon. And then if he does, I'll just I'll refer him to you guys so he could get clients maybe.
That'd be awesome. I mean, speaking of classes, I know that Choco Falcon also gives out classes. So if you guys ever want to go check that out. Sorry, I know Choco's gonna get mad at me for saying that because he's like, hey man, this show's about drones, but you're in the chat, dude, and you deserve it. Choco does great classes. Go and check them out. I definitely want to take some. Koji Ja, you're here, man. So Koji Ja actually shared the post on Instagram that you were going to be on. He says, Drone's weathering master.
No, I'm not. But thank you.
There we go.
Koji does really good weathering too.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Tam Sanity is here. He says, Drones.
What's up?
There we go. But yeah, beautiful work. I can't, like I said, I'm a little sad that this isn't finished, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who would want to see this completely finished.
Me neither. Well, I was building this kit and I kind of stopped it because I injured myself. So
really?
Let me get my X-Acto knife and try to recreate it. Not really hurt myself.
No, but don't hurt yourself on camera, please.
Yeah, so I was holding the piece up like this, and I was trying to like really cut a piece.
Yeah.
And starting from the tip of the finger all the way until like middle here.
Yeah.
That's where the blade sliced through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting cut with an X-Acto knife is not fun. I remember when I was off commission for like a week because I dropped I didn't drop the X-Acto knife, rolled off my desk and plunged right into my leg. I couldn't walk for a whole week. Like I think I cut a tendon and I just couldn't walk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need your legs to build?
I couldn't come over here without hurting myself. Going to sleep. I have a huge set of stairs. I think like 20 stairs to go to the second floor. Not being able to walk. Okay. Magic Mike says, I dare you to finish before Xmas.
I can't because some of the pieces have blood. Because again, I injured myself.
That's even better, man. You have some actual weathering on there.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Just red, deep red.
Yeah. the next piece here, is this still from the same class, or what is this one from? We're still in weathering here, right?
Yeah. So the cool thing about that class is they give you homework, like show us what you've done after a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, he had already taught us how to do streaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Berserk Fury. It's actually from a friend of mine. I haven't finished it yet, but I did it for him for free as a favor because I like him. So you notice
Nice.
here the different applications of what I learned in class. This is supposed to be like a nice clean white, but I washed it with different browns and I think desert sand, and you
Mm-hmm.
notice how discolored it is at the very top.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you and then the thing with weathering is you have to keep layering it. It's like hand painting. You have to keep layering the weathering on, and then stopping when you feel it's appropriate based on the story you want to tell. And this
Wow.
one is, I think the story I wanted to tell here was he was heavily weathered because he's been out of commission for years. So yeah, obviously, if you guys have seen dinosaurs, the shoulders are at the upper part, and then the hands are lower here.
Yeah.
And since the hands are lower, they're more exposed to the elements like dust and mud and everything.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little that's why it's a little dirtier in the hands, pretty
Wow.
much.
And again, I commend you for that, because again, going back to what weathering is, and we've talked about it a lot during our interviews, is there is a way that you need to approach weathering if you want it to be realistic. And so the fact that you even have in your mind that, hey, the arms are underneath and they're closer to the earth, so whenever it's walking and all this, like, it'll kick up dirt and dust, so it'll be the ones that get dirtier, right?
Yeah. So it's a good way to describe weathering is just systematic chaos. Honestly,
Nice.
you need
I
to
like
have
that.
sense of where to put most of your damage. Because if you put your damage everywhere,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make sense. It's gonna
Yeah.
look a little too messy. Yeah.
Of course. Real quick, Freddie was wrong says 2 of my projects have blood in them.
Ah, thank you.
So what?
So I have to dig it up now. Thank
You
you,
have to dig it
Freddie.
up, man. You have to
Thank you.
dig it up from there, from that box, and you have to get it done. But yeah, so weathering came out beautiful. But moving on from weathering, again, because weathering is something that we all see, we're gonna move on to, I think I've seen almost every person that I know from the Philippines who's a friend of mine work on an Astray kit at some point.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we're
we
here
have.
now with the blue Astray. But this is a different. You're diverting from the weathering, and you're now going
Yeah.
on to straight painting and working with shades and gradients. What kicked
Yes.
this up? What was the whole was the motivation behind this?
I remember this kit so well. That's because it's the first kit where I actually tried gradients. So I think this was in March 2020. We were in quarantine and it was pretty sad because I didn't have classes, right?
Yeah.
And I had all this time to myself. And I was looking through Instagram and thinking, you know what? I don't really have any kind of defining feature or aspect of my builds that would make it seem like, oh, this is Dranzi's work,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And I thought, and I think I was looking at a mountain with ice and snow.
Wow.
I thought, let's put that in the Stray here. And I don't think it's up to me to say it turned out well. I, for one, think I have a lot of flaws in this just looking at it right now. But yeah, I think that really started my I don't let's say efforts. That really started my efforts to try and be unique in the
Mm-hmm.
hobby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And again, going back to that, it's you're working with this, wanting it to be unique, and I think a lot of it's a great sign and a great attribute of the great builders that they want to have this sense of being unique, right? One of the
Yeah,
things that I always talk to Sean about, because Sean and I, we live together, right? But
that's so
regardless of
sweet.
that, we have what's up?
That's so sweet.
Yeah. But regardless of that, him and I have really, really different points of views when it comes to building, like when it comes to style. But one of the things that him and I can agree on is that we like to see things that are very unique, right?
Yeah,
And the fact that that's one of your mottos in the hobby itself, it means a lot. Like you obviously found, sorry, your style, and
yeah.
and maybe you haven't found it here yet, but this is definitely you're starting to embark on this like little journey of gradients. And the reason I mention that is because later on during the show, guys, you guys are going to see some of his more works with gradients. And one of my favorite pieces ever of this year that I have seen out on Instagram or any place, so much that I want to steal it from Dranzi. But with that, let's move on. Let's move on here because we have a Barbatos. Now, before we talk about the Barbatos, when it comes to gradients, why work with gradients? Why with gradients specifically and nothing else? Why not go for a clean build? Why? Like, I understand the unique side of it, but why gradients specifically?
Because of the fact that everyone does it. I think. And I'm not trying to say I'm a pioneer for anything, but just since everyone does it, they kind of have different standards for it, you know. And I think, like, looking at it from the Western point of view and Asian point of view, like, everyone has certain levels, and for me at that point, I didn't feel like I could match it, honestly. And I wanted something to maybe I wanted my pieces to turn out unique and pretty much something that I don't know, yeah, something that people haven't seen before. And for me personally, like the colors I choose here, it's something that I like aesthetically, like the synthwave kind of vibe. That's one of my favorite aesthetics ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and if I can't at this level put levels of detail and painting it to make it look nice based on everyone's standards, at least try to, you know, in my standards, make it look nice.
Wow. Okay. I like that. And I'm glad that you mentioned the word synthwave because definitely has that 80s synthwave vibe. Your color choices, specifically your color palette with the purples and the bluish neon going, you know, kind of thing. And you can see that here very nicely shown on the Barbatos, which you have here. And I think your whole idea was to work with gradients because before it was the Astray, and now we have the master grade Barbatos that you completely went gradient on. And you can actually, in fact, even the barrel for the gun here.
That's a sunset, yeah.
That's a sunset. Yeah, that's from the sunset from Synthwave.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Vapor wave is aesthetic. Yeah, so how did you feel with this one? Because these pictures are very different from the ones that you've been taking, which have been on your desk. So now you're like in this nice white area. Tell us a little bit about how you felt with this project and what this whole photo shoot was about. But before that, Cruz, howdy guys, or Chris, howdy guys. Hey man, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. But yes, Dranzi, off you go, man.
All right, so at this point, I was trying to take things a little more seriously, right? Like what I said. And I contacted my friend who was a really, really good photographer. Like that was his hobby. Yeah. And at this point, I've been taking pictures with my camera phone. And I didn't like it because it wasn't as high def as I wanted it to be. Yeah. So I contacted him and said, hey, do you mind if we try to do a collab? Or, you know, since you like your hobby, I like my hobby. Yeah. Let's play around with it. And for the first few builds I've had, I think maybe we've had 4 pictorials. Mm-hmm. This is one of them. This is the first one actually. So this is him taking a picture of me trying to hold the Barbatos' hand. Because he's scared.
Oh. I didn't think about it that way, but now that you mention it, now I can't unsee it. So thank you for that. Nice. So you just kind of captured. It was a candid moment.
Yeah, pretty much. And I really appreciate that point in the hobby because it's just 2 guys doing what they like, and you know, trying to apply what they like to the other person's interests. So it was super wholesome. Yeah. And it made me appreciate hobbies in general.
Wow. So not just even regarding our hobby, just hobbies in general and how people use them. You know, a lot of hobbies, they're going to cross over sometime, right? And photography,
they do.
I think photography and modeling or plamo are very much holding hands all the time.
Yeah, especially now during the pandemic. How else are you going to show people your kit?
Exactly. You know? And the thing is, you have to take a good fucking picture. You can't just take a regular on your desk with all your shit in the background. You know, if you want to be known on Instagram, you have to really push the bar with your pictures. You have to go as far as to make it presentable. But we'll talk a little bit about Instagram and social media later on. But on this next picture that I have here, this is the pictures that, of course, that he took, right, of your Barbatos. So this is one of them.
Yeah, his name is Jem. He's amazing. He did post processing of this too. So he's the one who blocked it. Like how do we angle it and what lighting do we need? It's all him.
Nice. Man, this is really awesome. Something that I haven't asked yet. What paints are you using to do all the gradients?
Funny, you should ask. Because I have a bottle right here. No, because my personal advocacy is I always try to support local, right?
Local, okay.
I think everyone should do that too and I'm just very fortunate where I'm from in the Philippines that we have paint brands that try to really match up their quality with everyone else in the world. So mine is Artmore Komodo. So for you guys in Canada, I think you guys know them for their pigments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So but for us, we have lacquer paints, and
Yeah.
they have lines of acrylic paints, but I haven't used that.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Wow. So this. Are they specifically made for gradients?
No.
No. So it's a whole technique that you have to go through in order to get this right.
Yeah, pretty much. They usually sell like basic colors, and then obviously if you're starting out, just do one color, find another piece, paint it different color. But I didn't want to do that because everyone did that. I wanted to be unique.
So if I may ask, how did it go about that you started working with gradients? Because unless you tell me that you started doing it on your own, or did you see any videos? Did you study anybody specifically in order to understand the technique a bit more?
I forgot the names. But they're Korean YouTubers, and those guys are beasts.
Yeah.
Honestly, just the Koreans and the Japanese ones.
Yeah.
If you watch them, you're gonna learn so much. But me, I kind of did it by accident because I was painting a piece. I don't think it's the Barbatos one. I think it's the one of those practice pieces, right?
Yeah.
I painted it and then I loaded more paint into it, but I didn't realize it was a different paint.
Yeah.
when I sprayed the piece, I'm like, oh shit, it works. So let's try to mix this up.
Wow.
And there you go.
Wow.
Genic, yeah, there. Thank you, Mike. Genic is one of those guys. He did I think a white base with off gray.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of Genic before. Real quick, could you just says Armor Komodo sponsor this man? Maybe?
Please.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Please, somebody send this over to them.
I can send my details later.
This next one that we have here, we stray away from the gradient use, but you're still working with very particular colors, like very unique. The blue here is very reminiscent of like turquoise, but not too much. The colors you're using are very different. And of course, this isn't even a Gundam. This is what is this? A Zoid.
Yeah.
When you plan out your color schemes, because I remember earlier you said I didn't know anything about color theory, I didn't know anything about this, but now I would say this is really nicely balanced when it comes to the colors. How did you go about discovering this, or did you see it somewhere? Did you learn it somewhere? When it comes to choosing your colors, how do you do it?
Okay, I guess this goes for everyone who wants to start out painting, but the number one thing you should do before painting is research. Research. So, if you can, maybe you can go to like Choco Falcon's YouTube page. He's had old videos of shout out.
Yeah.
He's had old videos of color theory and where exactly to place your pieces, your colors. But the cool thing about this hobby is it's not a blank canvas, right? You have different surfaces where everything protrudes at, right? Let me try to get a piece here, because my studio is right here. And usually, what you'd want is certain points where the colors should pop. So usually it's in the shoulders, in the center of the chest, maybe a bit in the skirt, a lot on the knees. And what you notice is when you pattern it like that, it's kind of like a star shape.
Yeah.
Right? So any kind of pattern or symmetry whether you realize it or not, people are gonna gravitate towards. That's where their eyes are gonna go.
Yeah.
That's basically the logic at which I try to apply paints.
Wow. Okay. So there is a lot of back thought to it. It's not as black and white as people think.
It's really not. There's a lot of depth to it, but I mean, I'm not shitting on anyone who just wants to paint whatever color.
Yeah.
You know, you do you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Well, the thing for me is like, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was this piece that I saw. I don't know. I think like 2 months ago. That somebody put out. And look, I'm no professional by any means, and I don't consider myself good at what I do. There's still a lot of things that I need to learn, a lot of things before I level up, right? And but I saw this piece. Somebody painted this kit. I'm not gonna say the kit because if I say the kit, people will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I saw originally this person customized the kit and it looked amazing. But I feel like they really dropped the ball when it came to choosing their colors, and it was just really bad gradients with it. It was bad. I don't understand how I'm sorry, it was a bad paint. Like, I just feel like there was no research done to understand the colors that you were choosing there. So you telling somebody who wants to paint to really go out of their way to understand the painting, and the colors and the balance, I think that's the best piece of advice that you can give, because a lot of people like to go gun-ho.
Yeah. Again, like I'm not really gonna shit on them or anything, but
yeah,
if you really want to separate yourself from the pack, everything you do when you apply it to your plastic, everything has to make sense.
Yeah.
Like, dude, even weathering, like what we talked about a while ago, has to have sense, right?
Yeah. I know you already read the chat, dude. Freddie.
I know.
No. Wow, Jess, I'm in the chat. No, it wasn't you. And if sure as hell wasn't you, Choco Falcon. It was some. I'm not gonna say the name, guys. I don't want to, because look, in this hobby, you say something, somebody takes it the wrong way, it becomes this whole drama thing. But there's this certain kit that I see all the time. I think it was really nice when it was customized, but once the paint was applied to it, I feel like they dropped the ball and everything was lost. It got a lot of praise, but I don't think it was that great at all.
You can tell Mike it's okay. He's right there.
Fuck it, Mike. No. Oh man, no, I know drama is nice. Drama is always nice. My wife can tell you that I love drama because I fucking love listening to it and learning about it. But I don't. One of my main things, real quick, off topic, I do not want to be part of any drama whatsoever in the hobby. I just don't.
No beef. No beef.
No, it's not that I don't want beef. It's just that I don't want any drama. I think I want to stay in good standing, and I want to keep things friendly with everybody. But I think as a person, I am allowed to criticize, just as people criticize my builds. I just feel like
you're entitled to your own opinion. Yeah, I get that.
I think this person's color choices were kind of bad. But anyway, you'll be in IG stories for days. Yeah, I was in drama. Wait, was I? It was just the. Yeah, I had enough. I had enough of the death threats back then with that whole thing. I could talk about that now. It was more than a year and a half ago. That's actually how I started talking to Meg, pre-engagement. Yeah, but it's the bad kind of press. And plus, I think we talked about it once with Ryan, Joshua, and Adam from USA Gundam Store. When it comes to drama, guys, Bandai knows everything that goes on within the hobby. Like, I'm just letting you guys know. I'm serious. I'm serious. I know this strictly from somebody who works with Bandai, who told me, hey, just steer away from drama because certain people have been in drama that Bandai has taken notice, and I just don't want to be a part of it. I'd rather stay in good standing with Bandai, who are the people who give us this hobby. And if Bandai one day wants me to go out there with GTS to film something, I'd rather them think of us than be like, oh, it's the drama people. And hell no. I'm gonna stay out of it. Stay out of it.
Dude, pro tip number 1, don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. And that's why when I criticize this build, which I will not name, I say, hey, I really like the customizing aspect of it. I think the color choices were wrong. I think more research could have gone in to see how they work together, but they didn't. But I do think this person is very talented. They just really messed up with the color. A Bandai. Oh, look, it's the Gaijin who hates the unicorn. Fuck. K-dramas are the best. Choco Falcon says, I like K-drama.
True, it's true.
I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Anyway, Now, this next picture that we have here with the Zoid, this is my favorite picture of yours. I sent that to you before the show even started. That's why I had it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because guys, I'm gonna get very cheesy, okay? I'm gonna get very cheesy. But your face and your expression really exemplifies the innocence and beauty of this hobby. And I just love it. I just love how it seems like you're having so much fun with what you created, which I think is the best part of this hobby, is being able to fall in love with what your hands have been able to create. So what were you thinking, or was this, look at your smile, man. Is this very infectious?
Well, basically, I'm 26 right now, but mentally I'm 5. So I think that kind of explains everything.
I never knew we were the same age.
Yeah.
We're 26.
I'm in kinder, actually. I've been lying about med school. I'm in kinder.
You're playing with like a plastic stethoscope and shit. Very Freddie says, I'm gonna start drumming with Jess. Come at me, boy. I got you.
Stay out. I'll just leave it to you guys. But like going back to the thing, this here is just a mix of really being happy with your work and reminiscing about your childhood. Dude, I started out watching Zoids when I was fucking 7.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact that you can buy a kit from your childhood is already great. But the fact that you can tweak it and make it unique to your own style just makes it so nice, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's a nice metaphor for like you growing up to get your old kits, make it your own. You grew up with them and now this is you, right? So it kind of shows in your kits.
Wow.
In your finished pieces.
I agree. Boys need to grow up with drama. That's what Choco Falcon says. Freddie says he's pre-K, not pre-med. And Magic Mike says the next Doogie House. The next, what's the actor's name?
Neil, I think.
Neil Patrick Harris. There you go. Very nice. All right, so we're gonna move on to this other one here. Real quick, what's up? May I ask about the meaning of your tattoo here?
This is actually from a very interesting source. So, in order for you to get these tattoos, you have to have a 12-hour car ride going up to a mountain province here in the Philippines, up north.
Wow. Okay.
And when you do, you step down, and then you hike for another 45 minutes into this village that's a little secluded in from civilization, obviously, since you're in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
And what they do is that since they don't have proper modern technology, what they use is a spike from a tree, and they kind of use a stone and then hit you with it. So they put the ink, which is ash, on the spike and then hit you with it on the arm there.
Wow.
And the cool part is the person who's heading the whole thing. She's like, I think 104, and she's still doing it. Yeah. So I got that from them, and it was painful, dude. You could see bleeding, but it basically the mountains are just me appreciating nature, because I used to hike a lot before the hobby, and then the eagle is just symbolizing direction where I'm going, just going forward, basically. I have another one in the back, but I can't really show you.
Hey, if you're gonna get naked, go for it. No, I'm kidding. We'll save that one for some other time. Wow, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, in the chat, I know you guys like it too. Koji says Wang Odd Supremacy.
Yeah, that's her name, Wang Odd. Apo Wang Odd.
Wow, tattoo with using stick and stones. Old school tattoo. They're from tribes. Apo Wang Odd is such an inspiration. Wow, I never knew about this. I'm learning something new. This is why I love this. I love this hobby so much. I've said it time and time again. Just being able to meet so many people from so many different places, and understanding the fact that, you know, I know right now we've been quiet on GTS, but having the support from the Filipinos, from our Filipino brothers like you guys, and being able to meet you and being able to call you guys gagos, it really goes a long way to show and signify friendship together.
Yes.
You know, like I really love that, and I think that's what I always say. GTS will always be, for me, that community aspect where I don't give a fuck if I'm not popular in the hobby. What I care about is meeting so many people and being able to meet you, Dranzi. It's an honor, man. But anyway, that was cheesy. We're gonna move on.
Same to you, Jess.
This next one we have here the Zaku. So this is the Psycho Zaku, I think.
Yep. Wait.
Uh,
laggy.
Tell us about it, because this is the Verka, right?
This is the Verka, and I was at the point where I was still considering whether I should do gradients or not, because I think I overdid it with the Barbatos. So I thought, I still like gradients, but I want to learn more about different colors and color theory. So let's add gradients in parts where it needs to be, or where it's appropriate, rather than the whole kit.
Yeah.
And if you've ever built a Psycho Zaku, you would know that gradients would not work on it.
No.
Because it's so big, right? Yeah. And at the same time, I think I was trying to get used to using metallics, because I sucked at using metallics. And for this one, I used the proper primer, the gloss black, and candy coloring it, and then I also buffed it. So
wow.
Yeah, that's why it's so shiny.
Wow,
I like
buffed
it.
I love that concept. It's not the first time I hear it, but thinking about buffing a piece in order for it to be really shiny is such a cool thing in my mind. Awesome. I love the Psycho Zaku. It's huge, man. The fact that it needs a stand for its fucking backpack alone is so...
Yeah, dude, it took me a while to finish this whole thing, dude. It took me a while.
If I'm hearing a while from you, and I'm also reading what Choco Falcon is calling you, I'm guessing a while for you is like 3 days.
Give it 5.
About
a month.
I love how humble you are, man.
Yeah, of course.
The next one here. Okay, so now this is one of the pieces I wanted to talk about. Your gradients again, but this time more like leaning towards nature. Because when I look at this, I think of a rose petal. I think of a flower.
Ah, yes, one of my favorite pieces, the flora.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think at this point I was running out of fucking ideas, because you can't put sunsets everywhere all the time, because
yeah,
it gets boring.
Okay.
And since I did take inspiration from nature, from the beach and from sunsets, where else can you find beauty in nature? Obviously flowers. Flowers are one of the most vibrant things you could find, like, out there, right?
Yeah.
And that's basically the thrust of what I did here. I took inspiration from 2 flowers here. One is the cherry blossom, obviously you guys know it from Japan, and the gradients from the orange and red are from, what do you call it, the hibiscus leaf, the hibiscus flower, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you, I believe to be some of the highest praise, my wife, actually, because I was talking to her earlier today about you, and she knows you specifically because she always remembers your Sanaju, the one we're gonna get to. But she always talks about that one because it's a great fucking piece. But she's like, she said she just really loves your style. Like, she literally said, she's like, how does he do it? How does he do all these gradients? Like, how do you paint like that? And I think one of the best parts, and I guess, like I said, we'll talk about that when we get to that other one, is the fact that you have even the inspiration from a flower, if anything. Trying to understand when you look at somebody's kit, right? This is something that I always strive to do when I look at somebody's finished kit. And that's why I think it's important that if you ever post anything on Instagram, you should try to go the extra mile and make an interesting description and put your thoughts down. That's something that I love to do. I love, whenever I post something, I like to write like 2 paragraphs, even if nobody reads it, but I do like to write them. And I like to write a backstory or help people understand my thought process behind this. So I guess what I'm going for here, so I can shut up, is you have to really understand what the person was going for here. And if somebody were to see this, right, and you don't see any decals on it, you don't see any of that stuff, if somebody would say, okay, this is missing that detail, But if somebody were to hear you say, hey, this is based off and inspired by nature and a flower, it's supposed to imitate these colors. Flowers don't have fucking decals. So then you shouldn't be allowed. I mean, they don't. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I guess that's where I'm going for. And honestly, dude, I think this is one of your best works. Like, everything you do is awesome, but like, this is one of your best ones. I love this one so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's I don't really see too many faults here. Maybe a couple of misgradients here and there.
Yeah.
But it's one of the pieces where after I put it together, I felt, pretty proud of myself, which is good. I think you have to be proud of yourself every now and then in the hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, guys. So we're going to go on to the next one here, which we have another kit from the Wing series. This is a tall geese?
Tall geese. One of my favorite designs, second only to the Zaku.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one is more weathering and chipping. So you were really practicing this on a larger scale. What was your experience with that? Do you feel that you got it down?
Yeah. If you notice also when you see the base color, it's kind of a bit of a gradient too. So I wanted everything in this build to be a bit more subtle, because everything I've learned up to this point is flashy. That like the gradients are flashy. The weathering I tried beforehand was flashy, but this time I wanted to make it a little more simple, a little more subtle, and it kind of blended together. So I also learned that gradients and pre-shading is important for you to have a lot more depth in your weathering.
Yeah. Pigments Project says my fucking favorite. That's what he says. Nice shades of blue. Thank you, Panini. And this is, I think, I'm glad. You know what, Panini? I love you. Thank you for reminding me. Something that I mentioned to you before, Dranz, is how if we were to go back on to the Sananju and moving forward, we start looking at a lot of these very pastel colors that you like to use. Yeah. And you can start seeing this with the Sananju beforehand, and also right here, this blue. Would you say that you like to use pastel-like colors because of their easy integration with gradients, or why are you leaning more towards pastel colors?
One of the main reasons is that it's so easy on the eyes. Honestly, you want to see a kit, you want it to wow you, but you also want it to, make you, you don't want it to like fuck you up or like beat your eyes up, right?
Yeah.
So, you still want to be vibrant, but you also want to make it look presentable. I think pastels are like the nice medium shade where you should go if you want that approach.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I really love the whole fact that it's easier on the eyes, and I couldn't agree more. Great work. This next one we have here is again another Zaku, because you love Zakus. And the thing I want to focus on this picture is specifically is the axe here, right? The gradient that you did on there for it to look like it's hot, right? I've seen this done before, and let me just say that it came out awesome.
Thank you.
Came out awesome, dude. It's I think when I look at this, the first thing I look at is that, because of how bright it is, and you nailed that heat, that look of like heated metal so well on this piece. But yeah, so Zakus, what exactly do you like about Zakus? Because I hear right here I'm reading Pigments Project say mono eye supremacy. So what exactly about Zakus do you like so much?
From a builder's point of view, it's harder to modify, because when you scribe things, it's easier if it's polygonal, right? If it's a box, you just put your tape in and everything. But if it's rounded, you kind of have to angle your tape, your scribing tape, or find flexible tape for you to scribe it better. And also from a builder's point of view, if you have rounded shapes, it's a lot easier to do gradients. It's a lot easier for you to emphasize certain surfaces, because in the shape itself, it's already accentuated. All you need to do is apply different color to it. So that, and it just looks so menacing, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, it's a classic look. You can't get more classic than this. I mean, it goes up there with the RX-78 too. It goes up there with Optimus Prime. And you know, when I'm talking about just mechas in general, right? But Choco Falcon said it here, and I'm glad he said it because I also was going to say it, is the gradient shading is very well done here. And it really is. It's so subtle and so easy on the eyes. And I would even go as far as to say that the green that you use for the body, mainly for the body pieces like the chest and the skirt, it really imitates like an olive, like a real life olive. Would you say that, because this isn't matte coated, right?
No, this is actually satin coated.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah. But you don't really notice it here, other than the obvious like flares and the like on the legs. That's where you can see it from the light, right? But if you see the chest here, that's not light. That's shading.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank you, Choco Falcon, for that. And yes, I did use olive green. It literally said olive green in the bottle.
Oh really?
So I wanted to use that.
Okay.
Don't give me too much credit.
Okay. It was a bottle of paint.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Wow.
And I think the approach here was I wanted to learn from my friends in the minis community, because a lot of my friends do miniature painting.
Yeah.
And they gave me so much shit for not doing object source lighting, so I tried it like there just to shut them up. And I do like it. Hopefully in my next few builds I'll try it out. Maybe in like less detailed kits, so it like the painting accentuates it more.
Okay. I can't wait to see that. All right, guys, real quick, we're gonna go on a really quick break, and we'll be right back. I'm gonna play some ads because I just I'm
money,
greedy.
Money.
So we'll be right back in 2 minutes, and we'll be with you in a bit. All right, guys, we are back, and we're gonna, kick things off again with the Jesta that we have here. And now, real quick, this is cheating because everybody knows the Jesta is Besta, and the Jesta is my freaking favorite GM suit of all time. I fucking love the Jesta so much. But if I recall, when you put this on file, it said kit bashing attempt or trying out kit bashing. What kits did you use for kit bashing, and how did you kind of come up with the whole idea?
Well, the base kit obviously was the Jesta, and the shoulders came from the Liger Zero Panzer. So
okay,
I had no theory at all with how this would work. Like the shapes are a little off, and the details are a lot more prominent on the shoulders compared to everything else. So that's a fault on my end looking at it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just I thought, I'm kind of boxing myself in trying to be unique with just colors. And like I see a lot of serious builders, they can make things work with like different builds, putting different parts together. So I wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, a lot of the thanks for building this kit comes from our friends from France. A lot of them actually.
Really?
I forgot who, but one of them actually helped me try to figure out how to pin this thing. He was the one who introduced me to like trying to use brass rods. So
somebody in the is he on the Discord?
Yeah.
Odin?
I remember. It's either Odin or
Sonoda?
Not sure. I think it's Sonoda or like Corto, one of those.
Or Corto, yeah, Corto maybe. Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
but anyway, point is they helped you with the brass and all of that. Okay.
Yeah, and then everything kind of made sense. Like looking at other builds on Instagram, like, oh, so that's how they put it together.
Yeah.
It's not just gluing it together. Because
Yeah.
that's how I thought I was gonna do this thing, but thankfully people actually gave their opinion on it and like gave pointers to help me out. I really appreciate that in the community.
Yeah. Well, it came out wonderful, dude. I can only say that. And I love your color choice. I know Chris Pabs would love this because he is a sucker for purple. So your purple came out great. What I love about pastel colors is that they're so milky.
They are. That's why I think that's what it makes, like, that's why it's easy on the eyes, because it's so milky and smooth.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Jesta is Besta. Guys, if you guys are watching, remember to go out and buy a damn Master Grade Jesta because it's one of the best. It's one of the best kits you can get out there. It's the best GM suit. Fight me. I don't care if you're a lover of the Jegan or a lover of the Sniper 2. The Jesta.
Fuck the Jegan.
The Jesta is the best of the best. I mean, anyway, enough love for the Jesta. Moving on, which is to your titled favorite build
ever.
And this is the is this just the original or is this the Verka?
This is the Verka.
This is the Verka. Okay, this is the Verka Wing Zero that came out last year.
Yes. Sorry, my girlfriend wants a shout out for the Justa, by the way, because she bought me that kit for my birthday.
Give her the shout out, man. What are you waiting for?
Oh, you'll see yourself later on in the slides. All right, sorry. Going back to the wing. Can I just say it's one of the most fun building experiences and painting experience I've ever had. That's why I love this build. Because if you snap it together, it fits perfectly. When you put it all together, the proportions are great. The wings are nice. There's no sagging, there's no loose parts except maybe for like a chest piece.
Yeah, there's a chest piece. Yeah, I know.
Right? So like 99.2% like perfect. And the way I wanted to approach this was, since this was such a unique kit with such a nice it's such a nice piece of engineering, I needed to, give it some kind of praise with my painting.
Yeah.
And since I really liked synthwave still at that point. I wanted to add synthwave colors.
Yeah.
And the approach there was really interesting because it's not neon colors. I didn't use neon paints. What I did was, it's just a base of white, and then I put clear colors like clear pink and clear green. Yeah. And then I painted around that with more solid colors of the same shade.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, the stars on the wings really gives me the vibes of Saintism's work on the Wing Verka.
Oh yeah, no, the wings are definitely like inspired by him. Like, I can't give him enough praise for it. He works so clean, and knowing me, I can't do that clean, so I might as well try with my own like style. So,
I was gonna say, if I know for a fact that if Saint was here, he would probably give you props, because I think he did on Discord. And this is awesome work, man.
Thank you.
Look,
just Google it. Just YouTube like how to airbrush galaxies. You'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. So that's it. That's all I need.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
pretty much.
I have to say, I feel sorry for the Wing Zero Verka, because it came out at a time where people were expecting different things. And despite it being a solid build, aside from the chest area that Dranzi's talking about, because I know I also experienced that when I had it on my hands, which are very loose. It's a great kit, but unfortunately, nobody was asking for another Wing Zero Verka. Nobody. Nobody. I think that's what took away from the excitement for this on this kit on me. But seeing people work on it with a lot of the surface area that it gives itself, you know, mainly with the wings, it's really nice to see what people can come up with. And honestly, yours is one of the best. And
thank you so much.
I love everything about it. I love everything about it.
Do you want it?
Do I want this one? I think you know exactly which one I want.
Okay.
I think you know exactly which one I'm gonna steal.
It's the Gelgoog. I get it.
Yeah. Who is it? Gab Drogo says, "Holy hell, I'm early." Welcome, Gab Drogo. You're 1 hour and 15 minutes late. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for the support, Gab.
The next one that we have here is going to be the what is this one called again? This is the one, I think this one's called the one Choco Falcon came to rescue you.
Yeah, it's the Camp Flesner.
Yes.
One of my bigger builds and bigger, more ambitious kit bash builds. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did Choco Falcon come to help you?
He opened up classes, so that's one of the biggest avenues for my growth. If I could just gush about how much he's helped me, because I appreciate it.
Yeah.
He teaches you so much about the theory behind it. It's not just how to pin things together, either pinning with brass or using magnets, but 70% of your kit bash and the sense in your piece comes from how you conceptualize it, with the shapes, with your silhouette and your proportions and everything. He taught that to his students, and it was one of the most eye-opening experiences for me as a builder who wants to just jump off from just painting and focus more on building as well.
Yeah. I mean,
look at it.
I mean, the silhouette. What happened?
It's so fucking big. Look at it.
I know, it's huge, man. Like, I'm looking at it, and I think he did such a nice job accentuating the silhouette of this kit with adding more parts. I do have to say that this is so this kit, if I may, was built for an event that we had on our on our Discord over on GTS.
Of course.
The 1 year war build. And I guess I'm allowed to say now that you cheated.
It's up to interpretation, honestly.
I don't know, man. I see some Sasabi Verkat parts in there. Sasabi was definitely not part of the 1 year war.
Oh, I don't see it. Sorry, I don't see color here.
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay.
No. Sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe we can move on.
Yeah, we'll move on, guys. Remember that you guys can head on over and check out Choco Falcon's lessons. Go check him out on Instagram. The guy has a lot of knowledge to share, and he's one of the coolest, most chill dudes in the hobby. So wise, But
yeah, honestly, he's one of the guys where you actually really get to appreciate the community, because he's one of those people who's always willing to help, always willing to give input when you ask for it. So we need more people like that, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. But anyway, here we have the finished product, painted completely. The kit bash is completely done. You got the Heat Hawk again, and just it came out wonderful, man. Honestly, the blue is nice and deep, but not too deep that it loses itself with the background. How do you feel about this project?
A lot could be improved on, but I'm gonna give myself some slack here because this is the first time I actually took the time to research and properly execute a kit bash. I think it was dumb of me to do so in such a big kit, but it is what it is, I guess.
I remember seeing this guy on Reddit.
Oh, you did?
You did? Didn't you post him?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't remember.
And I think it reached the front page.
Well, which post of mine hasn't reached the front page? Honestly?
Oh my god, the balls on this dude. I love it. Moving on. Gabdrogo Customs has redeemed posture check. Stretch that out, sitting in this chair for a while. Very nice. Yeah, let's move on from the humbleness. And here we go. Here's a shout out to your lovely girlfriend here.
Yep. I got her into Gundam, and now she's wasting money on it. So it's.
I love it. Good.
The cycle continues. The cycle continues.
Cycle continues. I love it. When I saw this picture, if I'm allowed to say, I remember your experiment that you did for social media. It was like a social experiment.
Should we talk about it?
Huh?
I don't mind.
Okay. Where I think so. Can you tell us the basis of this experiment and tell us your findings?
All right. So I noticed in different Gundam groups, especially on Facebook, there are girls who kind of show their build and, wearing a particular set of clothes and then angle it in a particular set of way.
Mm-hmm,
and you don't really notice that in other pictures. It's usually just a kit. But can you imagine a normal picture with just a kit would reach about 20 likes, but a picture with a girl and a kit, 200, 300 likes. So
wow.
I wanted to try building a kit properly and having a girl there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't use her. I asked her, would you mind if we participated in an experiment? I didn't say, do you mind if I use you?
Okay.
And then, guess what? Instead of just 200 likes, I think it was a mix of nice painting, a tank top, and a girl. So I got I think 1,500 likes in one Facebook page.
1,500 fucking likes.
Yeah, let's go.
If you need any more evidence, then you and I have to talk privately.
Yep.
I'm gonna start wearing a wig.
I learned that.
I'm gonna start wearing a wig. It's something. I gotta do something.
Yeah. Tank tops work.
Tam Sanity and Pigment and Koji says, he made a paper about it.
Yes, I did. I sent it on Discord, I think.
Oh, yeah, no, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was a whole case study. Fuck, dude.
Yes, it was.
Well, here's a shout out. What is your girlfriend's name again?
Elyn, Elyn.
Elyn, well, here you go. Here's your shout out. Thank you for spending more money on Bandai and keeping them in business. Welcome to the hobby, and thanks for taking care of our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Dranzi. But with that, we're gonna move on to the next one, where we have this other picture of this beautiful guy wearing a mask, with a kit that I'm gonna steal.
Yes, you will eventually when customs kind of clears up. I've accepted that fate.
I'm gonna steal this goddamn kit. So here, you're just having fun?
I did it for a competition, actually, and well, it's up to you if you want to talk about it. But build-wise, honestly, a lot of it kind of encaptures my growth into the hobby. So instead of like super vibrant colors, I kind of used a little more subtle gradients. That's why you don't see purple there, because purple with green would make it like super striking. It wouldn't work so well. That's why I used green and blue-green, because it kind of has the same. It's almost in the same area as the, like, if it were in a color wheel.
Yeah.
So I used that, and I also tried to rescribe. This is the first time I'm actually rescribing a piece, so that I can panel line it better.
Okay.
And apparently, rescribing makes it look cleaner. Who knew? Who knew
that? I don't know. I think Seo Yahuya knew that.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a growth piece for me, other than like the Kampf Lesnar. So this is a growth piece.
Nice. I love it. I wish we could see the smile, but we can see the smile through the mask with your eyes. So
I was painting.
Yeah. And then this next picture. Now, guys, I don't know if you've ever seen Channing Tatum looking like this, but Channing Tatum apparently is the normal Eevee. We got different people here. I think you're a Jolteon.
I think I am.
Tell us a little bit about this picture.
Okay, so this is the PP boys. That's what you guys call them now. That's her name. PP stands for Pinoy Plamo, because Pinoy is a different name for Filipino.
Okay,
right?
Pinoy.
And the funny part is we've never met each other. None of these guys have ever met in person.
Yeah.
And most of them we actually met over GTS, and we kind of started a Facebook group and a Facebook chat where we just talk shit and learn from each
Nice.
other. Right?
Yeah.
So, like the group has been very instrumental for me in terms of seeing the hobby as a community thing.
Yeah.
Very important. Like that's how you grow. That's how you improve um from other people's work and other people's input. Like with Choco Falcon, it just so happened that these guys are a lot, and they like to talk shit.
Yeah.
You end up learning a lot. And yeah, so like the support they give to each other is just it's great, honestly.
Yeah. I love hearing this. I love it. Guys, I love it so much. I know that we have a lot of Filipinos in our Discord. Pinoy, you know. And I promise I'm going to get you guys up here one by one. I was going to get Magic Mike, but you know, Magic Mike went somewhere else. He's already had his time to shine. So I had to get Dranzi on here.
Hell yeah. Everyone here, which I appreciate, has their own style, whether in terms of photography or building or painting. I love it. Appreciate it so much.
So the way that I see it is that all of you guys are born out of the Magic Mike, Shannon Tatum. You guys are all some form of him.
Yeah, so in 1290, I think, the year 1290, Mike basically said, "You know what? I'm pretty bored on my own." So what he did was he ate stones, different stones, and apparently this happened. He ate more than one stone.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know where the Mr. Mime came in and the Jinx came in, but
I don't know where the fuck. I love it, man. I love it so much. This is awesome. I'm glad to see that the community has this appreciation and support for each other. And the fact that, you know, that's what the community is about. It's about meeting people and making a chat group and talking shit and just being friends. At the core of it, this can be such a lonely hobby, or it can be a hobby full of people. And it really depends on how you choose it. The thing is finding a place where you can really nurture that. Choco Falcon says the Jolteon suits you because, and I'm guessing he means because you're fast.
Yes.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Gap Drogo says, "Yeah, I don't know why I'm Jinx, but I guess my role is to Nicki Minaj the shit out of everyone. Be like my."
And he does on a daily basis.
I love this. I love this picture so much. Awesome, guys. My love goes to you guys. Thank you for being a part of GTS and the fact that you guys are friends. It's awesome. But moving on.
Yes.
Here is the absolute my favorite piece that you've ever done. I love it so goddamn much. Every time I see it, I just love it so freaking much.
Dude, stop. Tell me more.
It's just I think this one was first shown on here on What's Up Discord with the girls edition, and they just fucking loved it. They loved it. My wife absolutely loved it. And this was also based off flowers.
The hydrangea, the blue hydrangea.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about this build and how you felt with it.
I think it was one of my cleaner builds, and I think I like it because it's clean. It definitely wasn't like the other Sinanju because, fun fact, the other Sinanju wasn't even top coated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the fact that I could like rescribe it and like accentuate the different parts with Panaline really made me like the kit.
Mm-hmm.
It was hell to do because there's so many electroplated parts that you had to strip with bleach. But I think honestly it turned out pretty well. I'm glad people appreciate it. I think I'm glad that you're trying to steal it from me.
Honestly, dude, like all kidding aside, I think this is one of the best pieces that I have ever seen. Like, I'm not even kidding. If Sean was here and the guys were here, they would tell you, because I've said this to them. I've talked to Sean about how I feel this is one of the best kits that I have ever seen somebody work on, because I can see what you were trying to do, and I think you did it to perfection. And I know that you might say there's some things that I could fix, but for me, in my eyes, it's one of the loveliest things ever. And you know, I can talk about it, but one of the things that that really made me mad about this. You went. So am I allowed to talk about this? Can I talk about this? I won't mention what I'm.
No, I mean I don't mind. Like I don't have any bad blood against it either. So
okay. For me, I saw this be put into a competition. And I'm not going to name the competition. You guys might know what competition I'm talking about. But the thing is, I saw it in the competition. I saw and read every single entry on that competition and in the page that it was in. And I think it's the most bullshit reasons why this was completely taken. I don't give a fuck because this is my platform. This is my show. And I can say whatever the fuck I want. It was some bullshit having this thing disqualified or making it whatever happened there. And reading that. One of the things that they criticized was the lack of decals was one of the stupidest fucking reasons I have ever read in my life. And such a insult to your whole idea behind this project. Because you were going for something and you explained it and even then. And don't even get me started with some other entries that I saw. So many entries there made it to one that I don't feel should have won. And I'm sorry to say, call me a dick. People might hate me for it. I don't care. But this to me was the winner. And it's not because I know you. It's not because you're my friend. It's because I can see the workmanship behind it. And honestly, pure bullshit on this being disqualified. Honestly, it really turned me away from that sort of competition, reading why it was disqualified. Stupidest fucking thought process that I have ever read in my life. And hey, if you guys are watching, you guys... and people put this out there and people know what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck, dude, because I'm entitled to my opinion. And honestly, this is one of the best things I have ever seen. It is magnificent work.
Thank you.
So,
I really appreciate that.
And I'm very like, I wanted to put it out there because, again, if Sean was here, he would also agree with me. I shit you not, Dranzi. I sat out there outside here from my office, right there, talking to Sean for an hour and a half about this whole ordeal. He literally sat there. I told him, have you read this? Like the passion that I had and hatred for the fact that this happened. If Sean was here, he would agree 100% on what I'm saying, and that he would say, yes, he literally sat there out there and talked to me about this whole competition stuff. And so much that even Sean agrees with me that it was complete bullshit, completely stupid thing. So it's, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they tell you that I read that it's because it didn't have details and it was missing decals?
I think the main point was, it didn't have decals, and I think it was a little too busy.
Yeah, with the bronze. And what the fuck? This is one of the most balanced things I have. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was stupid. And I know again, that people who got on there, this is, and honestly it's because of that competition that I started the Singularity event. And I think I told you and Magic Mike. I told you guys.
Well, I know that you told us that you thought it was like the judging was questionable. Yeah. I didn't know you made Singularity because of it.
I made Singularity. So guys, if you guys are watching, go over on GTS. The Singularity event's still open. You guys can still be a part of it. The first prize winner in our Discord server takes home a PGU, courtesy of Plamod. Second prize winner will take a RG new Gundam with the HDW asset added on top of it. And there will be more things that we'll talk about along with some...
I mean... Oh, sorry, there's money? God, sorry.
But the Singularity event, and if Sean was here, he would agree. I told him, I want this competition that we're going to be putting out on our server to be open for anyone and anybody. And it can be any kit you want, and it could be any fucking build you want. And if you have cables dangling out of your fucking kit with LEDs, I will not disqualify you because I know that you're trying and you're doing your best on this stuff. And I will understand. And I want it to be open because I don't want to put any fucking restrictions on your imagination. And that's what the Singularity event is about. And that's what I'm here for, which is to kind of nurture that thought that in Gundam and Gunpla, you could do whatever the hell you want. And that's why the Singularity event exists. So
let's go. I want to see. I'm really excited for everyone's pieces, honestly.
Yeah. So guys, I'm sorry. I think you guys can hear my passion for how fucking pissed off I was. Old school skill, if he was here, he would also agree because I actually chatted with him for an hour. I messaged him and I'm like, bro, have you seen this bullshit? God. So yes, if you guys have cables dangling out, I'm not gonna disqualify you. I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna understand. Must we be single to join? Will I get disqualified for not being single?
he's
Anybody
married.
can enter. Anybody, any kit, Transformers, a fucking military kit, a fucking Hello Kit. I don't care. Just your imagination. That's your only limit is your imagination. I know, dude. Imagine being disqualified for not putting on decals. I love it. Anyway, guys, I know that you have no hard feelings towards that, Dranzi. This is on me. This is me. This message is me. It's Master Grade Jess saying that. And if you have a problem with that, I could honestly give two shits. Anyway, I love this thing, dude, and I think it was a blatant insult to have it not be a contender because of stupid things like that. And yeah, anyway, moving on because I really am passionate about that. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's yours. Keep it. Like, I'll really send it to you. I don't know how, but I'll send it to you soon.
But it's just, honestly, man, like I just feel I even told, I'm not gonna make this about that. I'm not gonna give it about that. Point is, I love it. But anyway, moving on to this GM that you have here. You put out later on. Let's talk about it. The colors that you use here, again, very pastel-like. What was the whole idea behind this?
I think just honestly, I miss using pink. Pink, actually, fun fact, baby pink is my favorite color because it's vibrant but easy on the eyes. So the fact that it's such a small kit. This is the first HG I built since like a year ago or something, because I didn't really like HGs because I didn't think my skill could help me accentuate small pieces very well. So I wanted to try this because I was a little burned out with the Sinanju. I wanted something simpler. Simpler and kit bashed.
Yeah.
And this is also simple kit bashing. And if you notice, the painting style isn't gradient. It's free shading. Well, more in post shading actually.
Yeah, post shading. I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the whole point. I think my whole philosophy in this build was keep it simple, but keep it nice.
Yeah, and I think it went great. I think you did a fine job. I know that you scribed, didn't you?
I did. The legs, the chest, and some of the arms.
Yeah, I remember seeing your practice. Guys, it may not seem like it, but I really, despite me not replying sometimes to your work in progress pictures or to your finished products or whatever, I literally do look at everything on there. So I know what you guys are up to. So I do know that you were working on this with some scribing and stuff. It came out lovely, and it is simple, and it came out great. I love the use of the post shading and how balanced the color is. But on this next one, we have the gray kind of scale with a little bit of gray, some darker colors, and you got that orange to really bring everything together as the accents.
Yep.
You still keeping it simple? You were still just kind of... Are these more of a fun part for you as opposed to a full build? Is this more just you having fun?
Yeah, just, this is really just practice for scribing and trying to apply pastels to different parts of the kit. Because previously from the other builds, if I have a pastel color, I want to make it 60% of the whole build, which, oh.
You got water? I got no more water, boy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pixel. Yeah, but keep going.
Hail, hydrate. Okay. Yeah. Basically, I want to apply pastel colors a little more subtly rather than just make it the main color,
Yeah.
But still make it pop out.
Yeah.
So I tried using different kinds of grays. I think I used 4 different shades here, and just 1 shade of orange just to make it shine.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this one because EA Gunpla, I think, reshared it on his IG. I liked it.
Yeah. EA Gunpla is a great guy when it comes. He's definitely going up there. I know that Choco Falcon's also pretty close with the guy. But hey, I will say now that you are going up there, dude. I think your work is very unique. I know when it's a Dranzi piece, and I love it.
Thank you. Is it the backdrop?
It's not the backdrop. It's the colors. Honestly,
okay.
For me, when I think of you more of a painter. I know that you're working with customizing and kit bashing, but when I think of you as who you are, I think of you as a painter. When I think of Choco Falcon, I think of him as a panel liner, with kit bashing when I think of, and goes on.
Oh, okay, I see.
And I mean, I know that you're practicing all these other ones, but for me, before anything else, I really love your style of painting. Even if it's clean and just simple, I feel a lot of technique and love goes into it. Which even here on this other GM,
Yep.
Do you like GMs a lot, or why working with a lot of GMs now?
Because it's so blocky, dude. So it's easy to describe. I'm just giving myself an easy time here.
Yeah.
Like a blocky kit, and then you have kit bash parts that are blocky too. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And this one I was just experimenting on different shapes of different kit bash parts. Like the shoulder here comes from the Mark II, and the backpack comes from the Mark II. And the knees, I cut up the knees and put putty so that it attaches to the GM legs.
Yeah.
So, again, another piece where I just wanted to like solidify certain fundamentals that I need in order for me to improve better.
I see it.
Builds.
I see it. I understand it. Awesome. This next one we have is another GM. So basically, these GMs they're just practice food for you, man. They're just like, I want to practice my scribing.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
This one, I don't like this one too much. I think the contrast between the white and the red is a little too
harsh.
Is a little too vast. It's harsh. It's one of the more harsher ones. I wouldn't say it's a bad kit, but I'd say it's not one of my favorite ones because of that fact.
Understandable. This is from the Origin line, if I'm not mistaken, the high grade.
Origins are the best, dude. Articulation wise, you can pose them so well.
Yep, they work great. I think I have this one. It used to be like in police colors. Isn't it supposed to be like a security guard thing?
Yeah, it looks like a SWAT like color palette.
Yeah.
I didn't like that, and I was going back to the hospitals at this point, and I kind of wanted like it to be an ode to me spending more time doing, hospital shit.
Yeah.
Hospital colors, yeah.
I love it, but I can see your scribing, and because I know for a fact that those scribes do not exist on this kit, and definitely getting there. You're pushing it even further, and the fact that you have these kits to practice on is so good. Keep on practicing, keep on working on it. But then this next one, we come back to the Leo.
Yes. I was running out of ideas on how to, on what content to post.
Yeah.
And I realized how always in the back of my mind, the Leo's been a piece where I wish I could have done better.
Yeah.
Or I wish I could have honored it more because it was my first kit, right? So I wanted to really beef it up based on the skills that I've accumulated among the year or year and a half that I improved. So kit bashing, a little bit of scribing, and like the colors, like applying what I learned from using pastels or vibrant colors for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Leo is such a fun design, especially the head. It's like a lamp, like a street lamp. I love it.
Yeah. If anyone wants to start out building, I think I would always suggest a Leo because that's super simple. It's a super simple build, and it looks really nice when you snap it together.
Yeah, it's a simple build, and it accentuates what a grunt suit is, I feel.
Right?
So, yeah, I
really
like
grunt suits.
So here's the Leo again. But moving on, we're gonna go on to a commission piece that you worked on, which is a Sauce Viva Ka.
Yeah. That's why you have to have a portfolio online so people can see and think, oh, maybe I want to hire this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you guess how much this commission piece was?
I don't know. What was it like? I would say $300, $400.
$95.
95?
Yep. That's basically our going rate right now. Me and Mike, Gab, around 100 or 95.
To do a commission, really?
Yeah.
That's cheap, dude. You gotta bump those prices, man. What the hell?
No one's gonna buy, dude. No one's gonna ask us for service in this country. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe as a whole, our culture is pretty cheap. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I get it.
But yeah, it's nice because I didn't have to put too much effort into thinking of different colors here.
Yeah.
The only input I actually have here is if you'll notice green accent colors, and that's it. That's really it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love
hobbies can pay. Hobbies can pay.
Yeah, no, they can pay. They can pay. Though I do know for a fact that there are people who do commissions, and sometimes they get tired of doing them because sometimes you want to just focus on your own thing, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that's what's happening to you. I'm just saying that that's one of the dangers. Because there's a fine line that needs to be walked on, which is this my hobby or is this my job?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I don't think most people could just like sustain themselves with just the, commission pieces.
Yeah.
Make it like a sideline thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like, it's not your piece.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's not your piece, but at least try to have some aspect of it, like some kind of your personality in it, so that you're still, proud to show it off in your portfolio.
Well, honestly, man, from my point of view, I know that you guys are in the Philippines, and I mean, even me coming from a country like Mexico, that's I would pay more for this level of work, honestly, because you have different shades, you have a lot of love, decals, top coating. It's just there's a lot. But I do understand the difference in economies and stuff regarding countries. But yeah, lovely work, man. Saucy Verka, one of my favorites. But moving on, we were talking about this piece before we started the show, and I said to you that this reminds me a lot of Studio G's work.
Yeah.
It's got that same vibe, the same colors. Not same colors. I don't want to say same because I'm not saying you're copying. I'm just saying that the color scheme, the way that he does things, especially with the dark and those accents, really go hand in hand. But with this, honestly, I'm going to be honest again. It was this piece and Joshua Dara's original Master Grade Strike that really got me to start liking strike kits. And I really want to get a strike one of these days.
You should. Honestly, it's a super solid build. Snapping it together, some parts are a little too tight, but as a whole, it's nice, and it's a good canvas too. Look at that, like the silhouette on it.
Yeah.
You can put so many accent colors on it. Nice.
Yeah.
This is also a commission piece, by the way.
Really?
That's the same guy who asked for the Sazabi.
Somebody paid you $95 for this?
This one was also 95.
What?
This one had like my own input on the color scheme.
Okay.
Because I had to consult with him, like, hey, maybe you want this one, maybe you want that one. He originally didn't really want orange, but then I told him, the green worked on the Sazabi, orange is gonna work on this one for sure.
Yeah.
I told him that.
Well, yeah, I mean, blue and orange are born to be together.
Complementary colors.
Yeah, complementary colors. They work well. But lovely work, man. Lovely work. And the strike just came out so nice, along with the base. Everything in general, your knack for a color scheme is really showing, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. And speaking of the future, we have here your kit, or a peek at what you're working on for the Singularity event that I just talked about a while ago.
Hi.
So there's an Axia piece with the fish.
Oh, it's a quant, 00 quant.
Well, yeah, the double O, yeah, the quant. The quant, which is far superior to the Axia in every way possible.
I'll be honest with you, Jess. I don't know. I've never watched a single Gundam series.
No. Okay, look. For one, the quant is super overpowered because it's like fucking awesome, right? Like when people talk about the strongest suits ever, the most powerful suits, the first one will more than always be the Turn A Gundam because it has a fucking black hole that's powering it and can destroy a whole fucking planet. Then other people. Then number 2 is always up for debate if it's the Unicorn or if it's the Quant. The Unicorn because it's time traveling and all that stuff, and then you got the Quant that can open up portals and has all this stuff. But I favor the Quant. But just in general, the design, I love it. But this is kit bashing again.
Yes, it is. I have it right here. I can show you the Quant. It's already primed up. I think I used like 4 different. Oh shit! I think I used 4 different. 4 different builds on it. IBO stuff.
Yeah.
HG IBO stuff. I used the Barbatos MG, like the Barbatos a while ago that you showed.
Really?
It's dead now.
It's dead. Then, it's in there. Wow.
Yeah, and then Sinanju Stein shoulders, and yeah, a lot of it. Oh, also 00 Sky backpack, HWS.
Wow.
Pretty. I like it. But yeah, I'm more confident with how I try to kit bash things in my approach. Although I admit I'm still like super new to it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate like learning all these things from the past few months so that I can actually branch out and try to express myself better without like too many inputs from other people. Just
Yeah.
trying to see if I can do it.
Yeah. Well,
Choco Falcon.
yeah, I know what he said. Chocobox says, today we see it prime, tomorrow we see it completed. You got to remember that you were trying to pass money to me, but if you guys, real quick, the Singularity event, it ends at the end of November. You can use whatever kit you want. It could be a kit bash, it could be whatever the hell you want, as long as it's a fresh new start. And I will not be a judge there. The judges are Otaku Builder, aka James, or James, aka Otaku Builder, Gunpla Enthusiast, so Ryan Lau, and True Gunpla, Joel. And we chose these guys, Crow and I, to represent us, and they will be the ones judging. It will not be us. I can't accept it, man. I'm not a judge.
One of my main goals for Singularity, just one, is I need to get a compliment from Ryan Lau. That's it. I don't need to win.
Yeah.
I just need a compliment, and I'm done.
Yeah, no, Ryan Lau is another being. I love him. Real quick.
Yes.
Can you show us the fish? Because you showed it to me earlier, and it's fucking huge.
It's pinned. I need to add more details to it, but it's there. I'll show you the in scale with the other one.
Look how big that thing is, guys.
Pretty tall. It's pretty tall.
Look at the fish. Look at it next to his face. Like, if I were to go back to the pictures, so here we go.
Yeah, it doesn't look too big. Yeah.
It doesn't look big, right? And then we go back. Like, now we have the camera there, but like, look how huge it is. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it's huge. I like it.
I cannot wait to see how this looks done, man.
Oh man. Oh, it's gonna be my first time with clear resin. So wish me luck with it.
I wish you luck, man. I know we all do, man. And honestly, Grab Drogo's like, that's what she said. Choco Falcon is what the fish. Pigments is like, I got dibs on that fish. Magic Mike wants a compliment from Otaku Builder. Guys, head on over to the GTS Discord, fight for GTS, build a kit. You guys have till the end of November. I will be posting the picture rules later on this week. I was supposed to do it this week, but I've been busy. I was talking to Dranzi about that. And honestly, thank you so much, Dranzi, for being on the show, dude.
Thank you for having me. It's a nice conversation. Like, it's a nice Saturday morning. It helps because I'm going to be stressed tonight. So.
Oh, yeah, you got an exam. Good luck on that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. And anything that you would like to say to the people watching?
Honestly, if you want to start out, go buy a kit. If you want to grow in it, find like-minded people who share the same goals as you and who appreciate you for your growth. That's gonna bring you to different levels of your skill.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Awesome. Well then, man, thank you so much again. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember that today's show is sponsored by USA Gunman Store, and if you're in the US or anywhere, use Talk10 to save 10% on your next purchase. Go and check out Dranzi over on his Instagram page at Gundam Guy Drons. Keep on giving him. I know we didn't talk about Instagram, we were going to, but the show just went on a little bit longer, but it's good. We had some really nice conversation. And one of these days we'll talk again about everything live. But with that said, seriously, thank you, Johns. I cannot be, I'm honored. I'm honored.
Same here.
Guys, remember to check us out on YouTube. And soon enough, I will have the review up on GTS Perspectives on the, well, I mean, from my perspective, of the real grade high new. I will not say anything here as to not spoil anything, but the review is coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. And with that said, Drons, it's time for us to go. We'll talk to you guys later and see you on the next one.
Peace.